Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another stream's not showing up properly. Last Epoch dev stream. There it is. Hello, welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you with us here. All right, so let's get started. Some little housekeeping right off the bat. There was a trailer today, so that's great news. I assume that it was fully self-explanatory and no one has any questions, so we can just skip right past that. I am pushing for Abberoth as soon as possible, but it's been a busy week. Haven't had a ton of time to play off stream, so we're still about a similar situation. Go there. We stream for charity. Got my head right there. Everything from charity from stream goes to them. If you have a question, please feel free to ask it in chat. I'll do my best to answer it. Please put @last Epoch game in the question, and we'll get those funneled over to me, and I'll be answering them up. I do have teasers today. I got a whole bunch. What else we got? That's about it. Let's play some Last Epoch. Let's have some fun. I am ready. My goal today is to make some sort of upgrade to my gear such that I break 3,000 health without giving up offense. And we're gonna make another Uber shot. We're gonna take another try at it. We're not hopeful, but we're gonna try. We got our butt kicked pretty bad last time. Yeah. Do you wear the shirt all day? This shirt? No. I only wear these shirts for stream because I don't want to risk getting them dirty. I only have two. I have one of each color, and I do not want to risk like getting a stain on them or something. So they are my stream only shirts. All right. We had a question come in before stream. So can echo chains end with an encounter that contains another game mechanic such as Primordial Beast or Nemesis, or is it locked to the new Omen window mechanic? So I can't really give specifics on which ones can be there, but it is not locked exclusively to the Omen window mechanic. There are other things that can show up there, and there's a good variety. But we haven't. I don't think we've shared specifically any others than the Omen window one. But yes, there are more than just that. The full breadth of those will be, I think, likely a hype week post. But yes, that is that's the new echo chain system. All right, which I'm very pleased about. I think we're really dialing in the feel of the monolith, and it's it just every single season it seems to just play a little bit better, which is nice. New stuff, new variety, all that sort of stuff. You know. I do have a Last Epoch t-shirt from the Germany convention that I do wear more frequently and out. I have a couple of those. I've had 2 encounters in the wild of someone being like, I know that game. I was really in a rush though, so I didn't have time to stop and chat, unfortunately, either time. Ooh, yeah. Get over here. Yeah. Nice. All right, next question. Is it a good assumption that having multiple Omen windows open at the same time is a push for multiplayer where people can play together more? No. Actually, all of the designing for Omen windows was done in a situation where like a single player should be able to handle all of those. Any situation where there is multiples, extremely rare, should be they're set up in such a way that one person can handle it. Come to me if you have parts. It's tougher when there's multiples, but yeah. And I think there's like a little clip in the trailer where it looks like there might be multiple open or something like that. I don't know if it is that situation or if it's a different situation where it just looks like there's multiple or something like that.
What is the future like? No,
All right. I feel like sometimes I should have the leap with me effect on my bear when I'm actually doing an echo. We are still praying for another 2 LP one of these, or a 2 LP one of those. I don't think we have one yet. Could that new Exuli? I don't know how to pronounce it. I haven't talked about it verbally with anyone yet. It's always been in text. Already shows what the converted attributes. Already shows what the converted attributes do. Could it be that? Oh, I see what you're saying. Could it be that the amulet already shows what the converted amulets do, or is it adding extra effects to the new attributes? It is augmenting the attributes. It is not showing you what the baseline effect of those attributes is. So this is talking about the. Where is this? There's so many windows open right now because there's so much new stuff. This is talking about the amulet. Yes, this is right amulet. Where it gives you area for madness, chance to take 0 damage for guile, health for brutality, haste effect for rampancy, and less of the necrotic void poison damage taken for apathy. And each of those is specific effect that's only found on that amulet. Each of those attribute conversions have their own innate effects that are different. Ultimately, I guess we can. There was some questions in Discord about this earlier as well. Like, how does that work? How does it interact with other attribute scaling things? So if something says it's like per dexterity, and you have converted to guile, that guile still counts as dexterity, but dexterity does not count as guile. So in the case of this amulet, if you did not have your dexterity converted to guile, you would still have 0% chance to take 0 damage when hit per 10 guile, because you have 0 guile still. But if you have something that says like you get such and such a bonus per dexterity, it still counts for guile. Also things that say like per attribute, guile still counts as an attribute. Same with madness, brutality, rampancy, and apathy. Those all the names. The names of those specific things changed so many times. We knew what mechanic we were gonna have for it. We had that nailed down. Then we're like, the names. Oh, the names were tricky. But I really love the names that we ended up with. And yeah, so if you have there's effects like in the new set, the new Weaver's set, where it says like 1% of armor mitigation also applies to damage over time per 10 total attributes. If you have all of your attributes converted to their alternate versions, they still all apply in that situation. So you still, if you have like 200 total attributes, but they're all converted, still has 200 total attributes. It's pretty like, it's pretty forgiving. Like it's pretty friendly. It's pretty like it wants you to be able to combine these things and have the effects work. It's not trying to be a like, haha, gotcha, it doesn't work now, sucker. No. Alright. Big jump. Yeah. Alright. We need feathers. More feathers. And more petals. That's really cool. And Pixel, I think I saw you asking for something right at the start before we were quite live. Don't worry, I got you covered. Those guys down there, they were being real mean, and they had to be dealt with. I don't know why I went down there. All right, how many new items utilize these new attributes shown in the trailer? Madness, etc. It's there's not a ton of specific interaction with them. Like there's some items that interact with them, but not very many. It's more about what the difference in the effect that they give is. Like you're taking them more for the change in the effect they have on your attributes than you are for what other things they interact with. You want them because the way they change your attribute bonuses is advantageous to you, to your specific build. Ooh, that's a nice one. Pretty low roll. Yeah, it's a bad one. Let's go kill a Harbinger. Why not, right? Nice. All right, next question. Hi Mike, what's up? Happy Friday. Sick trailer release. Question, can the name I totally know, not by its internal name. This one, same one, but it's lower, so we're gonna keep. Can the name? I'm so bad with the names. Can the new fire ring? I think it's the fire ring. Can the new fire ring set triggering be cast by casting void volcanic orb manually? Volcanic orb. The set bonus. The volcanic orb now orbits you. Yeah. If it was a different element. Yeah, it should. Yeah. As long as, in this case, so we use the term elemental to define like fire, cold, and lightning. But when we say a different element, we actually mean any of these 7. So like physical counts, poison counts, necrotic counts, void counts. I just realized what happened. I may have Town Portal set to a different key in a different game right now. Whoops. So if you see me open the game guide, it's G in the other game I'm playing. All right. Hey, my Derek, I swear to God, whoever's doing okay, not Derek, sorry. Whoever's doing the questions right now, that question that's at the top, if there's anything related to that at all, do not put it in there. I saw the 2 names and like, I'm at 9 minutes and 32 seconds left in the second. So delete that question and don't put any more questions like that in, please. I'm not even gonna look at chat for the rest of the stream. Thank you. All right. Will there be a press tour for season 4? Derek, can you answer that one? I don't know. I even didn't put the jersey up because I didn't want to remind anyone that I cared about it. So I didn't want the topic to come up. Not putting the jersey back up. There we go. All right. Will there be a press tour for season 4? I don't know. Will there be a press tour for season 4? I hope so. We're getting there. We're still over a month out, so there's still lots of time. But I feel like it's the sort of thing we got to start organizing timing on. Ooh, got a 2 maybe. Oh, it's already all the way. Dang it. Was hoping for a 3. We do have a 3 that we're sitting on. I just need to find an exalted to go with it. story of my life these days, right? Find an exalted to go with it. Derek, we were just talking about this right before the stream too. Come on. I'm just kidding. All right. Any performance improvements of note to speak of coming in season 4? There's I don't know specific like this many frames on this zone sort of answers to that. But yeah, there's okay, I do know there was big memory improvements. Yeah. I do know stuff. Specific things. We're always working on performance in general. So there's always new stuff coming in, and there's so frequently there'll be like a post being like performance improved on this situation, performance improved in this situation, and there's always tiny little ones that happen all over the place. Like you're going through implementing a new skill or a new node in a skill or something like that, and you come across an old one, and you're like, oh, there's like a tiny efficiency improvement you can do here, and little things like that happen all the time. Notable ones specifically. So in order to go to console, there's a lot of specific memory requirements that are imposed to like be allowed to release on the console. So in preparation of that, we've been putting a lot of effort into memory management in particular. So like removing memory leaks, removing just the amount of memory that is used on startup and peak memory that the game gets to at any given time. So it's been a lot of memory specific focus on performance improvements lately. But you know, across the board, anytime we can improve it, we have been improving it, and I'd say the biggest changes are in memory management. We just hit some milestone for memory management that like gave us something that we were allowed to do now with a console that I'm not sure exactly what the milestone was, but there was a big milestone we just hit, which is great. There's that game guy that's gonna keep popping up on all stream. Yeah. All right. The new path relic teased in season 4 trailer has the base item of Bramble Totem. Yes, it does. It's a very low level item. Will that be a new introduced base item, meaning you can get the minion spell damage implicit affix on regular gear too? Ooh, good question. I don't think so. There's quite a few items that we have the base types are exclusive to that item. So I think Drawl Sting was the first one we did of that, the poison based spear, and I think this is another one like that because it's so like specific to that item itself that I don't, and relics I think it happens fairly frequently, but I don't think that one's available. Let me see if I can ask someone though. Find out. Can we slam 2 set pieces onto one item? No. So any individual, the answer I was about to give here, there would have been an edge case that this wouldn't have covered, but you can only have one set affix on an item at a time, or like an item that is a set item can have multiple set affixes on it because it itself has a whole bunch of them because it is a set item. But like an exalted or a rare item that has had a reforged set item can only have one set affix on it at a time. The only item that can represent multiple, the only item in the game that can represent multiple set items at once is Legends Entwined, the primordial ring. Let's slam this red ring. Yeah, we're sure. Just casual red ring in our inventory, you know, no big deal. I think that happened right at the end of last stream. Like I borked my 2 LP. I have a 2 LP ring that I just like. I got the only bad thing on it, and the base rolls on it are kind of junky. So sad. We do have another ring we could re-roll it with, though. I think. Do we have one? It's got like 2 nothing stats on it. I think we have. Oh, it's still a blank one that's in there. Maybe we don't have one. Oh no, it's the boots that have 2 that I was gonna use to reroll, right? No, Bramble Totem is not random droppable. It is specific to that unique. Yeah, so you cannot have 2 set items, 2 set pieces on a single item. You can't have like the way I was going to word it before is the only item that can represent multiple sets simultaneously is Legends Entwined, and then be like, what about that's what 2 rings in a set. And yeah, you can only have 1 set affix on a reforged set item at a time. So no double dip in there. Sorry. It just like the tooltip would be so unwieldy. Like, yeah. And I think like thematically as well, like an item that's part of a set is sort of meant to represent that, like a historical item, something that has been used by another character at some time in the storyline or in the world, and having it be 2 of them simultaneously feels weird to me. Like, I don't know. I guess you could have one that like was, if it was intentional, like that one item was intentionally designed that way, that would be cool. Because if it was like an item passed down from one person to another, and they like one person used it in a single set and the second person used it in another set or something like that, that'd be cool. All right, if we corrupt an item while in the Temporal Sanctum's ruined era, we corrupt an item while in the Temporal Sanctum. If we use Temporal Shift to travel back in time to the Divine Era, will our item be uncorrupted? No, the Epoch creates a time bubble around you and the items you have on you that preserve their state across time. Yeah. Kind of a joke question, but seriously, will there be more time travel gameplay mechanics coming in the future? It's something that we're definitely working on. That's one of the things that gets put into whenever we're doing like a brainstorm session. We're like, hey, we need a mechanic for the season, or we need a mechanic for this situation, or it's just something else. One of the categories is always like, how can you incorporate time travel in a meaningful and thematic and mechanically interesting way? That's almost always one of the goals. And we don't always do it, but like, if an idea ticks the other boxes, if 2 ideas tick the same boxes otherwise, and like one of them is like time travel themed, likely the time travel one's gonna get the nod. Not always, but it's an edge. Extra half point on the score. Oh, that was an imprint drop. Oh, not a good one. Come on. Did the trailer show everything, or will we see more later? Barbarian secret drop would be huge. Do it. No Barbarian secret drop. Promise you that it's not happening. Sorry. The trailer showed about the same amount the trailer always shows. So like there's like the core mechanics, the primary features, those like the big flagship stuff, the tentpole items, those were shown in the trailer. But there's lots of other things. Like there's lots of new items. There's there's like more stuff about there's a lot of like changes to existing things that aren't like new features that get included. Sometimes some like simple balance changes on some like really old items can have big impacts. I don't know. Cool stuff. I'm like trying not to say things that I know are coming in posts, the like hype week posts that I'm just not supposed to be able to spoil. Sorry. But yeah, there's other stuff, but the core features are in that trailer. Yeah. There's nothing as big as a new class that we're hiding. Are the attribute conversions all or nothing, or will there be possibilities and builds that would be hybrid deck scale? They are full conversions. They are all or nothings. Yeah. So anytime an attribute is getting converted, it's always 100% conversion. We kind of tried to imply this a little bit by showing that like a T7 and T6 mod both are 100%. I think one time we showed like a T3 mod and it was still 100%. So yeah, it's like it's always 100% conversion. You either got it or you don't. All right, let's get another one of these under our belt. I can stand in there. Oh, calculated. It was close. That was very close. Game Guide's gonna be open at the end of every single Echo. Is there any chance for Swarmblade getting some love anytime soon? Preferably something that does not contain a giant tornado covering my cool transformation. There are things that have, like, I'd say Swarmblade's not a huge focus for season 4. I'm sure there's some little things here and there that'll be for just about any class sort of thing. I know there's more there are things for Swarmblade that I've been working on recently, but not for season 4. Sorry. All right, how do we find the Rune of Corruption? Is it just a random drop in the endgame, or do we have to do something specific? It is primarily a random drop. There will be specific rewards for it as well. So just the same as you're finding any other rune, for the most, like most of the other runes, you can find them from any enemy can drop them after a specific level. I want to say like 15 or something, maybe 20. They can drop early, but they won't drop much until late game sort of thing. I don't think I haven't seen many drop really early, but what rune drops a lot super early? You're not finding many items at the start of the game. All right, this is gonna be my 4 LP buckle coming up right here. You ready? Here it comes. Making me work for it, but here it comes. Gonna happen. Here he is. Any second now. Yep, there it is. It's right there. That's it. Oh no, not that one. That one. No. Oh no, that one. They'll have one of these days, right? Right. Are we getting a new faction for this season? No. How do Omen windows alter the risk reward loop compared to standard Echo corruption scaling? They're an individual difficult challenge. So it's something that's like you're engaging. You don't have to engage with it if you don't want to, but if you do, it is a significant challenge that has a reward. So it itself is a risk reward. It's not generally putting too much emphasis on the overarching challenge of that Echo overall. Yeah, it integrates a little bit. I just want the full details to come out. Hello, Mike. I'm very excited. Oh, I went in. Okay, sweet. That's fine. I want to go in here anyways. I want another amulet. This one's great, but I want one with health. Hello, Mike. I'm very excited about the new items. Me too. Is it possible to hurl not 2 but 3 different volcanic orbs if the new set is combined with Void Spear? Yeah, let's see how it's worded exactly. Yeah, when it's so okay, the way that the set is specifically listed, it says 100% chance to cast cold volcanic orb when you directly use a cold melee skill or cold traversal skill. So because it's specifically calling out a conversion in the trigger itself, that will always be a cold volcanic orb. And then on the other ring, 100% chance to cast a fire volcanic orb when you directly use a fire melee attack or fire traversal skill. Because it's specifically calling out a fire volcanic orb, it will always that trigger will always be fire, regardless of how the skill is converted itself. So if the skill is converted to void and you manually activate it, it will be void. And if you trigger it through either a cold melee attack or fire melee attack or a cold traversal skill or a fire traversal skill, then it will be the cold or fire versions in the trigger. I hope that made sense. Oh, here we go. Come on. Oh, I wanted to respawn several. And remove Flight of the First from our 1 LP drops. Bring it down to very few of those. I think I want to do a couple of the woven echoes with just a bajillion caches in them to try and trigger a chest. Element pelts. Let's shatter those. Shatter. Not what we want. Right. Will there be any additional Ubers in the new season to close the progression gap to reaching Uber Abbey? Kinda. It doesn't carry the name Uber. Can players strategically stack omen effects for build specific advantages, or are they purely punitive? I don't know. I'll find out for you. Problem is that we do the Omen window playtest event happens at the exact same time as the stream every week. So I'm almost never there. So all the playtesting I've done with it has just been me mucking about in my spare time. Ooh. I know it's like I'm not using it and it doesn't matter at all, but like it's fun to find good items, especially items that I've searched for really heavily in previous seasons. I was really looking for a 3LP one of those one season. How many echoes can we chain together maximum? Echo chains are a fixed size, so when you start the echo chain, it already has determined how many echoes that chain is going to be. And I'm pretty sure it's always 3. We changed that a whole bunch. If it was they're going to be variable sizes, if there was going to be or if the sizes we were going to do were going to be longer or shorter, but I'm pretty sure it's always 3. Okay, we're just going to put some of these in here. We ain't filling that up right now. Oh, I need to go organizing again. Do we... Oh yeah, good point. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Everyone say thank you to Derek. Wait till the end of the echo. They say thank you to Derek. Alright. Run to the echo. Race to the finish. Go, almost there. Don't die, run away. I'm so pleased. This is combined into one thing now in the center. It's so much nicer. Well, it's so much nicer. The flow coming into Echo of a World has been improved a lot, which I'm a big fan of. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do. Let's just start at the top. So this is a bit of a rework of an existing. I should have brought the original one too. Here's a bit of a rework of an existing unique in the game. This one's been buffed fairly significantly, I think, with a new effect. If I remember correctly. Text is so tiny. Okay, so there was a question earlier about stacking omen effects for build specific advantages, or are they purely punitive? Was this about the omen windows? I just want to clarify. Was that about the omen windows? Yeah, okay. Will players do to opt into higher omen intensity for better rewards? Yes. The omen window effects don't really affect players themselves, and there isn't some sort of customizable modification to them. It's like the horde of era specific enemies that get it. If that makes any sense. Is it true that attribute conversions can only be rolled on amulet? I don't know. I'd be surprised. Have we only teased it on amulet? Might be the case. It is only on amulet. Yes, it is only on amulet. Good catch. Wait. I remembered. I'm moving it. I promise. There we go. Hello, Mike. Can echo chains be influenced by surrounding echoes such as Lostwood Folly or Sepulchre of the Lost? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can. They should be able to. With quite a long time between patches, are you doing more balancing this patch on other classes? I wonder what it's like just minor balancing on underutilized spells. Scaling improvements like not full rework. Yeah, there's ooh. Little double. T6s. We're kind of looking for 7s right now. Yeah, the list of balance changes is, as usual, very extensive. We were just looking at a whole bunch of like old set items recently. You know, and there's lots of times that there's things that are, I mean, the short answer is yes. There's lots of little balance changes, usually just numbers based things. The tricky part is, the reason why it sometimes can be tricky is that you might be already working on a rework for something, or a new skill for something for a future season. So there's a whole bunch of work that's been done for season 5 and for LEO already for certain skills, and you kind of have to weigh the time of changing something now that goes and invalidates something you've already done for one of those, which can be frustrating sometimes. Usually we just go for it. It's almost never that something like that actually gets held back, especially if it's just a small number change. Actually, half the time stuff gets pulled forward, and you gotta design something new for what was taken from. Is there some kind of scaling with getting corruption affixes? Is it easier to get them with weaker items? No, the rate that you're going to get things on is irrelevant of the base that it's being rolled on. I shouldn't say irrelevant. It is largely unaffected. The pools of available corruptions are not identical, so if there's one specific corruption, you're like, I need this corruption for my build on your amulet, and I need this specific corruption for my build on your helmet. Should be pretty rare to have that situation crop up, but there might be hypothetically twice as many on the amulet as the helm. I don't know the exact ratios, but let's say there was. The chances of finding the exact specific one you were looking for would be easier on the helmet just because there's fewer options. But like the rate, if you're looking at the corruption of finding a specific corruption on a 4T7 exalted versus just a regular magic item with 2 non-exalted affixes on it, it's going to be the same. Right. Let's feel like we'll just be in a world of hurt if we do that, but I kind of tempted. Kinda tempted. Like, are melee, cinder strike, puncture, and flurry getting any love for season 4? Will they be usable with shadow rend or with regular shadows? Will there be change updates to arenas, arena keys? Arenas won't see much changes. I don't honestly, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but that doesn't mean there's nothing. I would say that likely there's some minor adjustments, as usual. That seems to happen with most stuff these days. But no, arena is not a focus for season 4. As far as Cinder Strike, Puncture, and Flurry, they are all in like they're all highly used skills in the one of the primary focus, probably the most primarily focused class changes for the season. So yeah, like the passive tree around them, like the passive tree is getting changed a lot. That affects them. Like there's all sorts of new set items and things that are affecting them. Like they're gonna catch the most just like incidental changes on their own. And there are some other changes as well. Like grumble. I think we have 2 with Ellie Res now. That's funny. More in the item category than anything else. And you can make builds with them and Shadowrun. That works. Like Shadowrun can be built as a like a payoff if you want, and use one of them as like a generator sort of thing. Yes, I know that's actually a good affix, but I'm not playing the build. MG needs items. I'm on COF. Why is there a void portal in the head of the new boss? Like void corruption. They're tied pretty heavily. Is there going to be a new endgame mechanic in the upcoming season? Yes. On Windows, check out the trailer for a peek at what it's going to look like. A little sneak peek into it. Is there going to be... was there a Uber boss plan for season 4 but couldn't make it in for reasons? The boss we've always had planned for season 4 is coming to season 4. Will training dummies be available to hit? Will training dummies be able to hit the player to test trigger stuff? No. No. That's an interesting one, though. I mean, like having some way for you. That's caps lock. That's an earthquake. K is the other one. My hotkeys, my brain is all wrong for hotkeys right now. Okay, it's this one, it's this one, it's this one, and it's this one. I think. I'm not checking it. We're just going. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Why not? Did that early. Oh no. All right. All right. need to just put my portal on G at this point. Hey Mike, are there going to be additions to the Weaver tree for the Omen windows? Yes. In the risk of that not actually being done, I'm pretty sure. If not, it should be. Just force him to do it by me saying it's happening on stream. Nah, that should be in there. That's one of those things that I'm sure it has to be. Yes, Derek, thank you for keeping me on track with those. Here's another revamped unique. Dragonflame Edict. Bah, I wanted two affixes. Bah. That's a lot of affixes. Ah, thank you. There are update notes in chat. Wonderful. Hi Mike, great trailer. Can you talk a little bit more about time glass fragments? No, I don't think so. I think that's going to be one of those things that's from a, that's in a Hype Week post. Is the Omen system modular enough to be expanded like Corruption was, or is it season specific? It is modular enough to be expanded like Corruption was. Like, it is not season specific. Like, it's going to continue unless it is something that everyone absolutely hates, which I seriously doubt. But the plan is for it to continue on as a mechanic the same way that like Nemesis and Exiled Mages and the Primal Hunt and all of them. Like it's gonna stick around. It's not planned to just be a one and done, this season no more sort of thing. Cemetery, thank you. Thought I was missing one. Hi, I love the game. Loot filters are great, but with each patch, they're harder to maintain for new builds. Yes, any plans for a more general filter like PoE that highlights broadly valuable items? Excited for the new season. Broadly valuable items is a very tricky proposition. I don't. I think we would just need to have more specific tools to be able to build, to have some, like, have people build filters that specifically target items that are broadly valuable, I guess. But having it tie into like what its market value is, that's not something we're working on. Having it tie into like the rarity, be like, oh, this has just X number of rare things about it, so it must be rare. I don't think that's really on the list either. I could see that being sort of useful, but I feel like with a couple well-placed rules, you can kind of get most of those things. We are always looking for ways to improve the loot filter, and we are making changes to the loot filter this season that will improve it in general. specifically like visual customization is improving. So like beam color, beam size, beam shape, technically there's more text coloring options, but just one and it's white. And the don't know if there's any rule changes that are happening. Any new ways to filter things. Oh, there is. There's gonna be in like corrupted, that sort of stuff. With the new mechanics come the new filter options. What's that one? I want the chest. Getting better at checking for that. How many petals were there? At least one. Worth it. We're gonna do unique item. Why not? What does the uncapped blank chance mean again? I'm confused. Thought you could. Thought you can stack chill above 100% as well. Same for time rot. Yes. Any ailment chance you can stack above 100%. Any ailment that is a stackable ailment, if it stacks above 100%, will apply more than one stack. Well, has a chance to apply more than one stack. So if you have like 200% ignite chance or 200% chill chance, it will apply 2 stacks of chill. If you have 250% chill chance, it will apply 2 stacks of chill and have a 50% chance to apply a 3rd stack of chill. If you have 1000% chill chance, it will apply 3 stacks because chill has a max stack of 3. Time rot's 12? Question mark? I think I want to say 9 or 12. And that one is, so yeah, it's the same rule there. But if it says uncapped chance, it means it usually won't say uncapped chance. Is there a new item that says that? Is there a new item that says uncapped chance? Bane of Winter thing. Yes. Okay, let me look at Bane of Winter that changes that. Bane of Winter. Okay, chill chance may actually cap at 300% behind the scenes. That's probably what's happening. And you know, it probably, here's what probably it is. I think the chance doesn't actually cap at 300% on your character sheet, but if you, but because it has a max stack of 300, it might display that way, or it might just be like logically people are like, well, there's a max 300% chance because only can apply 3 stacks, and that's just there to be like, no, it's if you go over, it works. I think that's all it's meant to be. Yeah, I understand why. Yes, it is just a to confirm that it's all of the chance you possibly have, and not just that there's because the stacks themselves are capped. The chance doesn't matter. You can go way overstacked, but you won't get, like, if you have 1000% chill chance, you won't get 10 stacks. You'll still get 3 stacks, but you will get better rate for that. Kind of just gives you a way to go crazy on chill chance stacking and have it actually mean something. I mean, because chill stacks do cap at 3, that is something that we're kind of whatever about handing out. So there might be certain situations where we are giving out lots of it. keep going. What are we at? Halfway through and we've only done 2? Slap a third one up. Here's another one. Hey Mike, what are your thoughts on mid-season balance changes? Love them. Is it something that you guys are thinking about with larger gaps between seasons? I don't think we're really considering it very heavily. If there is a situation where there's a larger gap, it's on the table. I'm more in favor of them than a lot of other people on the team. It's not something that everyone agrees on entirely. Thank you. Yeah, we have a sub here. Oh, that was 1 hour ago that I missed too. Mr. Flibble. Thank you very much for the sub. That is 23 months. And now, just now, Grimq Reaper. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're having fun. Yeah, mid-season balance changes. I'm personally a big fan of them. But I also recognize that I'm the sort of person that is very ready to have their build their playing get nerfed into the ground mid-season and have to pivot and be like, all right, next challenge, here we go. And that's not the attitude that a lot of people have towards it. And I don't mean that like attitude in a bad way, but just like I think it's reasonable to expect the build you're playing to not get nerfed into the ground mid-season. And so I think it's good that we have a variety of opinions on the matter internally. I don't know, it's going right there, even though it's the wrong tab for it. But yeah, especially if we're in a longer season, I think if we planned ahead for it, it's really easy to do. But trying to shoehorn that in, like at the point that we had to push season 2, when we're already like when season 2 was decided to be pushed, it was pretty close to season 2. I mean, yeah, it actually was season 2. It did happen the same way. Season 4, when it was pushed, it was like we were pretty close to the point where if we were going to release a mid-season patch, when we decided to push it, we were like, hey, if we're going to do a mid-season update, like a mid-season balance change, that's basically got to happen like right now. And we just weren't in a situation to do it right then, based on the time of year primarily. And so I think if we're looking ahead and we're like, okay, we know this is going to be a longer one, and we can plan for it, then it makes a lot more sense. But when we're pushing because of some external factor and it's not a planned extended season, it makes it a logistically way harder thing to do. And that's the big problem. All right. Belts. We're looking for belts. We want 4 potions, high vitality, 1024. That's a good one. Wait, did I click the wrong one? Yeah, I did click the wrong one. There we go. There we go. It's a great one. Whoa! I mean, you roll this many of them, you're bound to get one that's really good. That's almost perfect. Teasers blocking view. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me go through that again. Hey, look, this belt's like almost perfect. There we go. Oh wow, look how great that is. Oh. I get caught up in playing. I forget that I'm streaming. Oh, 444 Jen, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate you. How we doing here? Any sets that you specifically would like to overhaul? Yes. Insert set name here. That's my answer. Change items or set, or change the set effect entirely. Yeah. there are a few that I'd really like to take a big swing at. I don't think we're in a position to take a really big swing at too many of them for season 4. I know we're not actually. What was one that I want? There was one that I suggested a big one to. We're not doing it, but I wanted to. Let's see if I can find it. I thought, oh, here we go. Halvars. I thought Halvars could use a bit of a tweak to it, because Halvars is it's really interesting how it's actually getting used. It's basically boots only. Like it's almost always the reforged version. And it's like boots with relic and the ring. And like the staff is just like completely forgotten. And I wanted to make some changes to it that are that were out of scope. They were unreasonable to do, and so we're not doing it. But you know, I think there's room for some more reasonable changes. There's a staff? Yeah, there's a staff. Yeah. We will be. Oh yeah. You want me to say that, Derek? No. Okay, just tell me. Yeah, I'll say it. Okay, we'll be sharing more updates to items in season 4 this month's edition of Feedback Forge in the Terra Monthly. It's, you know, tag things covering it. So you can check when that comes out. The tag on like Google Docs was like covering the rest of the sentence, and I couldn't read what the last of it said. All right, is the Omen system a step towards a more dynamic endgame loop or an iteration on corruption scaling? I mean, it's. I think it's both. Like there's, like corruption scaling is still there, and it still affects the Omen windows, and like the Omen windows still take place inside it. Oh, here we go. Chain for me. Again? No, again. We got womp womp. Nope. Nada. Not ideal for us. Another one? Yeah, that's how many are left. Pretty soon. Pretty soon. You guys are lucky. If it wasn't for Derek, I'd forget about all the teasers and they'd happen all at the very end. I love the beard questions. How many patients did it take to grow this beard? I'm going to say 12. I don't know exactly. With bringing in the last season, you brought a T-Rex for a minion. Yes. Can we expect something similar for the future seasons, bringing on limited time or new minions? I mean, T-Rex is staying, so it's not going anywhere. But there are new minions that frequently get added. We also added the frogs last season. Are there any new minions this season? Like fully new minions. I can't think of any. Doesn't mean there aren't any. Can't think of any though. We know people love minions, and we do frequently try to bring them in. They are very high scope compared to a lot of other things. Like a new melee attack compared to a new minion is like 10 to 1. More like 20 to 1 actually, because there's animation and VFX and audio and multiple abilities that go into it. And yeah, minions are a lot. I know there are new minions in the works. Sometimes they are fully new models, sometimes they are reusing enemy models, sometimes they are reskinning enemy models. But yeah, there are new minions in the pipeline for post season 4 at least. I don't know if there's any in season 4. With bringing in, was there a new Warpath base damage conversion shown in the trailer, or was it just an Omen enemy effects? That's a great question. I don't know. It was. This is a tricky one to answer because I know. I don't know. Let's put it this way. I know there's a new Warpath base damage change happening somewhere in the next 2 seasons. Maybe 3 seasons. And I don't know if it was in the trailer or not. Can't get away from me that easy. Any endgame faction updates? There's some minor changes for tooling. Oh, one got away. He's still there. He's still there. I can see. Oh, he's gone. There's some tooling changes. Yeah, that's a good time as any. Let's show that right now. So here's the filter update for the Merchants Guild. But there's not any major. We are looking at more significant updates for like item factions in the end game in season 5, which is in the roadmap. Like it's in the roadmap. Sorry, that's not news. Good evening, Mike. I have a question with a new amulet with Smelter's Wrath. In theory, with the perfect gear, with max area everywhere, do you think it would be able to make the skill an instant charge? Or is that skill intended to never be able to be instant charge time? It won't ever be instant, not fully instant. No. So you can't use it while channeling something else. So even if you got the time down to effectively instant or like 1 frame, it still wouldn't be classified as instant, so you would still have to go into a cast animation. Okay. I want to keep going, so I'm going to take that down. We kind of need to take a roll at that. The +1 to skills and not +2 to skills is frustrating, but I can re-roll it with this at least. We We were rolling some weapons and we were struggling to find one that actually worked last time. Right. I remember this now. That's a pretty good one. When did we get that? Where did that come from? Oh, 0 forging potential. Dang it. So excited for a second. 2 LP, 3 LP. Do we take a run at this? Tempted to just like go like a heavy defensive one on this, just like full health and some other defensive stat. We have 2 of those. We can take a run at that. Let's do that. That one's +1 skills. Let's go for it. We're gonna roll this. We're gonna roll this. Have some fun. Let's go for it. Yeah. I wasn't thinking clarification for the last question. I wasn't thinking about making it grab an instant tag and do something weird like say warpath, just more click then bam skill pops just to clarify. Yes. Well, it should be don't think there's a cap on. Let me look and see. I don't think there's a cap on it. I'd have to double check on that one. I'm sorry to really be sure. It should get pretty darn fast. Charge up a little. Got excited for a second there. Saw the gloves. Got excited for a second there. Still good. Not as good as those ones. Still pretty good. Actually, they're pretty good. Different good. Nope. We are going to do this. Can we loosen up the penalties on sub skills? It's a little too anti-fun having cooldown every 3 seconds, for example, and high mana cost. For example, the new set that autocasts Volcanic Orb. Yeah, there's some of those are like it's really important for like visual noise in general. So Volcanic Orb is a very noisy skill, and like being able to take advantage of that, where you're still able to get the most out of it. And not have the whole screen just be volcanic orbs everywhere all the time. Like it gets to the point where you can't really see or tell what's going on, and it's, I don't know. It's not the sort of thing I'm looking for personally. I'm not saying that I have control over this at all, but we also do want to have a way for hard casting the skill to be functionally useful and interesting and fun still. As like a, hey, maybe the best option for it is casting it, maybe the best option for it is triggering it. And if every trigger was just no constraints, yeah, it gets a little nuts. There's some of them that are probably a little too strict, and so some of them could probably be loosened up, and some of them have been. Yeah. It's too bad. That's too bad. these here. They're probably just here. That's fixed. That's fixed next season. I do know that's fixed. So it'll actually tell you where they came out of. Do we still have our strength? Do we still have our attributes? What is it? 120? 180. 120 is the new one. Yeah, it's enough. Plenty. Plenty. We're gonna give it a shot with that. It's not as good. Not as good. I don't know, maybe it's better than I think. Grumble, grumble, grumble. It's 2 in a row I've missed. Bah! Bah! I gotta have a couple successful slams before we actually try Uber. All right. With the monolith system being kinda infinite, will you add some unique maps? Sorry for comparing to PoE, but like map with 1,000% experience gain, etc. Yeah, I mean, I think this falls into the. It's a fair comparison. First of all, you don't need to be sorry about that at all. And it falls into the woven echoes, sort of providing that that style that we're looking at. Here we are at over 3k health. Hey. I said I wanted to get over 3k health. Yeah. Oh, it's dodge rating. They look so similar. Why do they look so similar? We have so many Baldur's Wrath 1 LP. We are getting that off the list. It might be triggering on a different one. Nope, it's not. Cool. Nope. All right. Got a song stuck in my head right now, and it's just like playing on repeat. Can I play? Nah, I guess I should. I was like, what's the rule about playing music on stream? Probably can't be anything copyrighted. Probably wouldn't want to either. Just want to get this earworm out. I've got it. Mwah. Alright, on topic of loot filter, do you think we will ever be able to hide specific runes from showing on map? Kind of like the unique, for example, hide all runes of Ascendance but show all runes of Havoc. This is an interesting one. Because it's one of those things of like, there's kind of, because they automatically go into your stash. They don't take up any space in your inventory. Like, it's kind of hard to justify not picking them up, apart from it's just like maybe you've got so many of them and you're not going to use them anymore. And so like, I can see a reason why you wouldn't want to have them. Sometimes there's the argument of, and I don't know if this is a good argument in this situation, of not wanting to put the ability to like screw yourself over for no reason. I don't know. That's a tricky one. I would say it's probably not on the list of things we're planning, but it's not impossible. Where I put that. Hey Mike, when looking to buff and or add new possibilities to skills / builds, what does the design thought process between creating a unique item versus changing skill nodes? Ooh, good question. That is a really interesting question, because it does happen a lot. I think usually it is if there are if there's multiple effects where it can't be there's sort of situations where like there's certain styles of things that will kind of get pushed to one way or another, where they won't necessarily fit in any of the idea will just come up as like, here's a cool thing I want to do for this ability, and then it kind of gets evaluated on where it goes. But it's rarely is it pitched, sometimes it is, but rarely is it pitched specifically for one situation. And there's kind of other options that are coming up too in the future that'll change, that sort of work into this equation as well. And so the like you get an effect like say you want to add some effect to a skill, and if that effect is particularly divergent from the theme of that skill already, so a good example of this is the Void Volcanic Orb Spear. So Void is an element that's super not tied into Mage at all. It's a like tertiary because of this item element, and it's so like it doesn't fit on the tree at all. There's almost no synergy directly on the tree with it. And it has multiple pieces that go to make it happen. That's another key part. We'll start just on the theming. So the theming is particularly divergent, especially with elemental conversion. That'll almost always sit on an item. So an off-class elemental conversion is sort of like basically just boom, it's an item now. If it is an effect that requires multiple effects to do, like multiple lines where you can't really fit the I was gonna do the right, if you can't really fit it in a single line, often that will end up thanks Derek, often that'll end up as an item as well. So if it's like 3 pieces to the effect, and it's like you kind of need all 3 things to go together, and you always have to have all 3 things together, that'll either be a key node that'll go in the tree, and it has to be really thematically tied directly to the rest of the tree and be synergistic with the rest of the tree really well. But if it's an effect that is fairly transformative, not ultra synergistic with the rest of the tree, and needs multiple pieces to be explained together simultaneously, that'll also often go to an item. Complexity is there as well. So when you are depending on where the skill is unlocked, so as a level 1, you get Summon Wolf, right? And then the more straightforward nodes that go on Summon Wolf end up on the Summon Wolf tree, and the more complex things will end up in an item that maybe drops later. So the complexity of the effect relative to the point that the skill is unlocked at can affect where if those effects go into the skill tree, or if they go onto an item as well. So like something like Avalanche will probably have more complex things in the tree than something like Gathering Storm. Generally speaking, not always, but generally. And what else? Those are the key things, I think. Yeah. Hope that was a complete answer for you. Oh, we're in a cemetery. Okay, right when we get to the cemetery, we'll post another teaser. Go cemetery. New, updated, unique. Boom, boom, boom. You've been adding a lot of echoes and other content inside the timelines, but other plans to add new timelines? Ooh, good question. Right now we're not adding new timelines. It's not off the table. The number that are there we're pretty happy with, and there's a complicated lore reason why it makes sense that these are the ones that exist. It's not impossible. We are. I don't know the answer to the lore thing. It was brought up recently, and I'm never great with the lore stuff. We're gonna have Kyle on at some point post launch for season 4. There's going to be, I think we have, I don't want to say this for sure. We've discussed having more timelines, and I think it's on the table. To me, it makes sense that they could close and open, like they could change, that sort of thing. I'd love to. I don't know if we're gonna do this, but I'd love to have like new timelines get populated, and then like existing woven, and then new woven echoes get created as reference to the old timelines. I think that'd be sweet. What's getting you most excited about this season? Any builds, functionality? The new rogue skill, Shadowrun. So much fun to play. I love it. I mean, I'm such a sucker for a sweet bow ability that jumps you around all the time, and yeah, I love playing it. All right, is there an Uber Omen window? No, there's not. We haven't labeled anything Uber this season. Are there any changes or balancing coming to Sentinel? Yes. Are there any changes or balance coming to class for any season ever? Yes. All right, let's keep moving. I remember to move it this time. I got a couple more still. We got lots. Oh, chaining. Come on. Finish it. Yes. Come on. This is what I need. This is what I need. The leap. The follow me leap. Regarding the new unique boots from the trailer. Ashwake. This is a zombie one? Yeah. Orb Decay zombies. Will the zombie revive chance stack with cycloputrescence? I.e. the 2 rings being 221% or the range be 21 was shown. Oh, there's a typo there. That makes more sense. Okay. Those chances will. Ooh. I do not know if those stack additively or multiplicatively. That is good. If you ask in Discord after I will find out for you. The rings do not stack with each other. The rings, maybe they do. I don't think the rings stack. The effects would at least happen. The effects would at least both happen. So it's either one rolls, and if it fails, then it rolls the other one, or they add together and then roll one time. It's one of those two things, but they will both work at the same time. I just don't know how they stack. And that is a rolled stat, so 21 could be higher or lower. I don't know what the rolls on it are, but it's probably not a very wide range. Something like that. Will Reflect Shaman still be viable? In season 4 after nerf, or will it be stomped and wiped clean from the earth like Serpent Venom Druid in season 3? I don't know. This is one of those things that's so hard to gauge reaction on. I think there's kind of a first or last mentality that happens a lot with it, and especially with a hyper popular build that gets nerfed, and when there's new things that show up that's a new hotness, it can feel like it got wiped out a lot worse than it did. So like if you have let's say half the, I actually could look up what it is, but let's say like half the people playing Shaman are playing that, and then there's some new build that's amazing, and that one gets nerfed even just a little bit, and it's still a top tier build, but it's not the best build because so many people played it last season. They're not inclined to play a worse version of it this season as much, especially when there's a new option that's better. And so I think it can feel like it gets wiped out more than it does. If like both the builds were way worse and they were both introduced up to the level that they're at, there would probably be a much more even distribution. I think it's gonna feel like it was nerfed heavy, but I don't think it's actually gonna be nerfed that heavy compared to what it's gonna feel like when looking at like player stats. Ooh. Neat item. Do I have? I don't even have this. I have everything coming. That's good. Good day. Good day. Are we going to have some Shaman love for upcoming seasons? It seems like we are not going to have any new skill. Are we just going to get some game-changing skill tweaks? I mean, I don't think it's a primary focus. Every class gets changes. I don't want to comment too heavily. I almost never comment on this sort of thing, so like it's really hard for me to answer questions like this. I kind of just look at what's been teased and I be like, well, this is what we've shown. Here, let's put it. I'll finish this. It's the same thing that I put this up at. We are going to use the altar. Actually put down a weapon echo or two. We're gonna put down some vaults. See how many vaults I have. I want to try and get another chest that's worthy. Oh, come on, let me jump. I know the cooldown's not up, but let me do it anyways. Right? Just look down at my taskbar. There's 2 programs not responding and they're both working fine. Okay. Which one's vault? Where is it? I don't place them down often enough. I just like don't know where any of them are. There it is. We have so many of them. We have so many of them. I don't know if it's... Oh, it might be irresponsible to put them in such a high corruption. It might be irresponsible to put them in such high corruption. Enchant. Re-enchant. Re-enchant again. Please. Yes, Teaser time. Good idea, good idea, good idea, good idea. Oh, don't play, Mike. Teasers are up. Another one. Wouldn't it be cool to have a unique set effects trigger to apply manifest armor? What are the chances of happening in the future? It would be cool. The effects that triggers through, they all come through the character mutator script. That thing is, it's actually it's been broken up now. Even it's still huge though. It comes into the player ability stats mutator manager, and the character mutator, and needs to have the specific ability mutator for each one of the skills that is referenced through it to work. So like, in order to make one of the heaviest, computationally heaviest characters or like objects that sits in the world is the player character. There's just so much on it, and we would have to move like most of it onto the manifest armor and duplicate to make in order to just like make that work. The performance of the game would just tank if we did that. We'd have to rework that whole system under the hood in order to make that even an option. It's just not feasible to do. I'm sorry. Like we're talking skip like take an entire season off from like fun mechanical things level of rework, just to make that one mechanical thing work on manifest armor only. And it's just like it would be great. It's just not worth it. I'm sorry. It doesn't work because what I get. That's what I get for playing with the thing up. I even had the transition prepped. I even had it like pushed off to the side. I just never hit like transition over. Oh, okay. We're gonna try one Abberoth right at the end of the stream just to see what it's like. Oh yeah, this is a lot harder without my bear. Is this even possible? I do not think I can clear anything without my bear. I've loved playing Acolyte and Primalist this season. I am so ready to play Rogue next season. I hope you all are ready for me to be playing a terrible build again on Rogue. Just having fun. We're getting to the end here. I feel like our health is like tanking quite a bit more, even though we have higher health. And switching that out. Oh, does that not go around? Come on. Come on. Okay. Okay. There's something out. Relates to okay. I asked about hiding specific runes on the map because the off-screen drops. So I know that if one drops off-screen, I know it's a rune. I need over a rune. I have 1,000 up. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So it's I understand the reasoning behind it. Sorry, I probably didn't say that very well when I was thinking it in my head. Yes, the having to know that you shouldn't bother going to look to go for one because it's just so it's unnecessary and it's a waste of time is a good reason to do that. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Mike. I'm submitting a suggestion to get your opinion. Okay. If you want to submit a suggestion, please do it in the actual suggestion submission place we have on Discord or our forums. As like, I can give you feedback on your suggestion right now, but it doesn't go anywhere past me if you do. I'd really like to see a color wheel or something similar instead of the game's predefined colors. This would allow for greater customization for loot filters and maybe even chests. If you think it is possible, that would be fantastic because the addition of 200 rules, I'd like to be able to clarify, distinguish them using different color variations for my filters. Thanks for your work. Love the game. Fun fact, the first initial implementation of the loot filter did have that. And we switched to the version we have now. I implemented the first version of it and went, obviously we're doing a color wheel, and just slapped it in, and it was met with, obviously we're not doing that. So I'm not the person you want to convince to that too. There are very good aesthetic reasons why we don't do that. I think a nice compromise would be just a few more colors. Possibly splitting up the foreground and background color options. Oh yeah, okay. Did it clear all of them up there? Oh yeah. Oh, good bear. Oh, you get double snacks tonight. Oh, you didn't get all of them. Still though, you found another one. Double snacks. Is that 2 big slabs? A 2 and a 3? I think we can take the slab off here. Oh, I might die here. Yeah, he hurts. 1, a none, and another none. Not overly useful stuff, eh? We need more stuff. Game guides open it all day. All right, hi Mike. Absolutely love Last Epoch. Me too. Thanks, bud. Just a quick question. Are there going to be more significant passes on skill balance in future patches? It seems like every patch that balancing has been a bit lacking. Certain old builds, I just love them, have been viable for so long. Flurry procking multi-shot. I mean, I think there's such a wide variety in builds that are possible that there's always going to be way more builds that are not in the upper echelon of builds than there are builds in that upper echelon. Like if you pick the builds in the top 10% of builds, power wise, like if we look at that's where I want to draw my screen. What does G do in the beta? Nothing in the beta. I'm playing a different game. If we look at the power, G, it's a rebind hockey, so it's not gonna tell you what game it is. Sorry. What I'm trying to say here, skill passes, balance changes. Yes. So if we spread all of the builds out in like a power spectrum of like the worst build possible is at 0% and the absolute best build possible is at 100%. And then if you draw a line and cut off that top 10% of the power of the total potential power from the worst to the best, I think you're naturally going to see a lot of builds in that lower region. And I think the goal is less to get as many builds into that top 10% and more to get as many builds up into the top 50% sort of thing, as possible. And it starts to the more you do that, the harder it is, because the more it skews the more you pull up that worst one, the harder it is to get past that 50% line. I'm not explaining this without a drawing well at all. I'll be happy to try and explain it in Discord later. Better. But I guess what I'm trying to say is we're always working to balance the skills in the game. And there's a lot of changes that go into basically every single major patch. And at the same time, every single major patch, there's some build that got left out in the cold. It always happens every time, and it's going to continue to happen every time. There's no way we can make all of them bangers every patch. Can you confirm more buffs for reflect builds? No, I can't. That would be Philly. Here's the last teaser for the stream today of modified uniques. Will we get a search bar for Woven Echoes? I hope so. I want one after what we just went through, right? Don't think we're planning on it. I think as we get more of them, we should consider it more and more. I know it's still up. Don't worry, I won't go do anything interesting. Blood Frost and Death. Because when we come here, it is death. Oh, lined it pretty well. Okay. It's gonna get so bad. What do you think about item level requirements being too high on some unique items? I generally disagree. Sometimes I want to check out some sort of item interaction, but leveling a character just to not vibe with the result kind of feels bad. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think there's I think it's really important that there are a progression in mechanics as you level a character. I think that's a really important thing to have happen. And I think that if we put the level requirements of those items that are in that category too low, it's going to cause more problems. And once you've got a pretty significant Nope. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Hang in there, bear boy. Oh, he's dead. I think I just gotta wait for him to... Yeah. Yep. That's a 9,000 damage hit. Well, we tried. We're gonna try once a stream until it happens. We gotta get boots for this. We've got to hit on this better. We've got to find a belt for this. Like we've got the basis for it. We can get there. We can do it. We've got to get a better hit on. We got to get another 2 LP one of these to re-roll this. Even the lightning damage is so useless. We got to find this another 2 LP one to be able to use this to re-roll that one. I'm tempted to slam this in. But it's almost worse. It's like, even if we hit, it's only 24 or 34, and we're at 32 already, and 29. So we'd be better than that one. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's a bit of a struggle. I want to do these. Do some vaults of the barn. Just one more. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of these. We're getting close. So I'm saying I need 14k life? That's not possible, is it? Is it? I took 14k damage. Okay, yeah. That makes more sense. Yeah, I got walloped. Oh, there's a fancy body armor there that I want. Fun. Okay, more of these. Just gonna close out the stream here a little bit on some Vault of the Barnacle King. I love the music in here. It does have unique music that I love. Crank those tunes. No, we're not gonna do it in the middle of this because I'm gonna die. Might die anyways at this rate. What am I doing? Biting off more than I can chew. Get those sweet jams. Are we still getting the paradox class? Yes, as planned. But it's not quite it's quite a ways off. There may have been some confusion on the timing of that. It is not a season 4 thing. Not even a season 5 thing. Hey, my earworm's gone. I forgot the song I was stuck on. Wondrous. What was season 42? Long before that. The Answer of Life season. The answer of the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. I just started reading The Color of Magic. I've never read a Terry Pratchett book, and I just started. Already hooked, like pages in. Just like record the number of caches that I opened and then only give me the ones that are left? Probably. The first couple books are rough. I'm really enjoying the first one. Alright, we are just about to wrap up the stream here. If there's any questions... Oh, I'm gonna die again. I'm not even gonna finish this echo, I don't think. I'm already finished. There's only one left. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it! Yes! Does that count as beating it? It does count as beating it. Nice. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's how we do it. All right. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I had a great time. I hope you did too. I'll be back same time, same place next week. If I did not answer your question, I apologize. It's not intentional. Please head on over to our Discord, and I will do my best to answer it there. There's also lots of great community members answering questions in there as well. That's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed the trailer. What's going on here? There it is. Okay, let's go say hi. Let's go say hi. Most of you are probably already in there. Yes, okay, I agree to the rules of my own chat. Thank you. I gotta sign in to do it. Oh, I'm not doing that right now. We're gonna end it out here. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you later. Have fun. I'm gonna go finish the hockey game.